Boy, do I feel great. Feeling good about yourself is essential for your overall well being and a positive mindset. Here are some reasons to feel good about yourself: self acceptance. Embracing who you are, including your strengths and weaknesses, can lead to a greater sense of self worth. Personal achievements. Recognize your accomplishments, no matter how small. Achieving goals, big or small, can boost self esteem. Positive self talk. Practice positive self affirmations and avoid self criticism. Be your own cheerleader. Gratitude. Focus on the things you're grateful for in your life. Gratitude can shift your perspective toward the positive. Supportive relationships. Surrounding yourself with supportive, positive people can make you feel valued and appreciated. Self care. Taking care of your physical and mental health through regular exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate rest can make you feel good about yourself. Learning and growth. Celebrate your journey of personal growth and development. Each day is an opportunity to learn and improve. Kindness and compassion. Showing kindness to others and yourself can lead to feelings of contentment and fulfillment. Setting and achieving goals. Continuously setting and reaching personal goals can boost self esteem and provide a sense of purpose. Resilience. Remember that challenges you've overcome in the past. Resilience builds confidence. Positive impact. Recognize the positive impact you have on the lives of others, whether it's through your work, volunteering, or personal relationships. Hobbies and passions. Pursuing activities and hobbies that bring you joy and satisfaction can enhance self esteem. Leadership styles. There are many leadership styles, and most people have attributes of one or more of the following 6 styles. Each style has positive and negative attributes. Learn to recognize where your leadership can improve by implementing the good traits and strengthening the other areas. Transformative. Change is the only constant, and the transformative leader is able to look ahead and see obstacles before they arrive and not scramble. Don't be a wishy-washy Wally. Take change in stride. Delegator. People want to share in the success of the team, and the delegator recognizes this and spreads the wealth by sharing responsibility. Don't be a lazy Lou and push your responsibilities to others because you don't want to do them. Authoritative. The authoritative, not authoritarian leader knows everyone on the team and what motivates them. Driven by perfection, he's not afraid to do the work himself. Micro Melvin wants everything done his way and thinks if you want something done right, well, you know the rest. Transactional. The transactional leader sets goals and rewards for the team. This carrot and stick approach can lead to being a crime and punishment approach with a supervisor who doesn't know how to manage it. Participative. Like a consensus builder, the participative leader relies on the experience of the team members to make decisions and encourages decision making skills and participation within the team. Be careful about throwing others under the proverbial bus. Servant. The servant leader puts the needs of the individual team members ahead of his own and encourages greatness in others. The opposite of this is the I'm the boss leader who allows ego to dictate that the team exists to serve the leader. Know when to give up. We've all heard the idea that only losers give up, but continuing on the same failing endeavor is insanity. Here we'll see why not only is giving up an option on the path to success, it could be the only option. When enough is enough. How do you know when it's time to walk away from a situation that no longer serves your purpose? Let go and accept the outcome. Letting go releases the tension and anxiety of participating in the win at all costs mentality. Winning the zero-sum game. When we learn to give up, we can see that we have already won. Measuring up to others' standard of success. Comparing your achievements with someone else's leads to frustration and feelings of inadequacy. An agreed upon reality. Materialistic society tells us that success equals money and or fame. We each decide to believe it or not. The fork in the road. We each eventually make a decision on the personal meaning of success and failure and base our behaviors on this perception. Freedom lies on the other side. Letting go can be liberating. The art of letting go. You must let go of who you are to become who you will be. Who are you? And self-discovery is essential to becoming a great leader. Becoming and owning who you are is a lifelong journey. I'm the same as I've always been. Changes evolve over time and are so subtle that it seems as though we've always held the same beliefs. Behaviors and beliefs are learned early in life. Living in the past, our beliefs and behaviors are programmed. Decisions begin early in life. We must realize that we are unconsciously guided. Learn to make different decisions. Learn to accept ourselves. Read books on the subject. Discovering who I am. Developing leadership skills involves self-discovery. When you discover who you are and what motivates you, you can learn to motivate others. A lifelong journey. Are you ready for change? Are you willing to change? Because change is not easy. Leader, know yourself. Understand your strengths and weaknesses. Believe in yourself. Trigger words. Words have meaning, but the meaning changes depending on how and why they are said. Context and inflection add to the meaning. Certain words are taboo in polite society because of the negative connotations and past uses. Words can be used to uplift others or harm them. A good leader understands that words have power. Only 7% of communication is words. 55% of communication is nonverbal. Voice inflection is 38%. Words have power. Some words are taboo and leaders are wise to avoid their use. Words have meaning that is emphasized or de-emphasized, depending on context and inflection. Great leaders articulate themselves using words in a way that inspire others. Words can trigger negative emotion. Great leaders understand the power of words, and great leaders avoid becoming emotionally charged at others' use of trigger words. Anyone can be offended by anything. Great leaders know what offends them and strive to overcome. Being offended gives other people power over you. Words have different meanings to different people. Word meanings change with the times. Cultural norms dictate appropriate use of certain words. Triggers depend on beliefs. Some common trigger words are woke, communism, entitlement. They may trigger one group. Patriot, fascism, conspiracy may trigger another group. Learn to avoid words that elicit negative emotions in others, regardless of their beliefs. I wrote a book. The longest journey begins with the first step. We've all heard this, but many have trouble starting or maybe finishing projects. For any number of reasons, we all have unfinished and unstarted projects. Here is an example of the successful completion of a project having no idea how it would get done. Do something. You will make mistakes. Don't be afraid to fail. Your first attempt will not be perfect. Strong leaders strive for perfection, knowing that it is unattainable. Each attempt brings experience. Repetition creates success. I've always wanted to write a book. We all have a book in us, but most never write the first word. People don't see the work that goes into a successful project like writing a book. People feel they don't have the time or ability to do certain things. We will do many things we have never done. You will face adversity, a lack of training, information, or material. The most effective way to proceed, getting caught in indecision. Leaders are decision makers. Nothing moves until something moves. Continue moving. Decision may yield results, and it may not. And continue until you're proven wrong. Leaders are value creators. We are employed because the values we create exceed our liability. Leaders succeed on the value created by others. Control is a strong drive. We have no control over those we lead. Fear leads to the desire to control. Influence is a motivator. Leaders have influence built in. Every action influences the team for good or ill. How is this related to leadership? Leaders will be asked to test their limits. A good leader has and instills confidence. I don't care. We all say we don't care about certain things when in reality we do care. When someone shows disdain for us, it's hard to ignore it. Some are bothered more than others. A more productive approach might be thinking, I have no control over others' thoughts and opinions. Becoming better. Being a better leader is a byproduct of becoming a better person. Self improvement is a lifelong commitment. The wellspring of interpersonal conflict. You must have thick skin, and everyone is motivated differently. Ask yourself how you react with others when they ask questions, they make mistakes, they're slow, or they disagree with you. Becoming a failure. The foundation of success is built on the sands of failure. Success is fleeting. We must repeat that which brought success. Many times we don't know how we became successful. If we can't determine what causes failure, we are sure to fail again. Don't take yourself too seriously. Be willing and able to laugh at your failures. You will fail many times. Failure is subjective. You can successfully prove what doesn't work. Have no fear of failure. The yin and yang of failure. Every failure brings with it opportunities. Be a good finder. Dwell on success, not failure. Many great ideas came from failure. Take my job, please. Trade secrets used to be just that, secrets. They were secret because only a select few did the work. The world has changed and this idea is no longer as relevant as in the past. There are some who keep secrets because of fear that the student will become the master and replace them. People learn by seeing, hearing, or doing. Some can hear instruction and thrive. Some learn by observing. Some learn by doing. Leadership is about training leaders to lead. Instill confidence and instill leadership. Good leaders celebrate the success of their team members. Many people are job scared. Hiding work secrets shows lack of confidence, the fear of being replaced. Good leaders train their replacement. I am grateful. Focusing on problems tends to bring more problems. Focusing on gratitude brings more to be grateful for. There will always be problems and things to fix. Lamenting them doesn't make them any better. Acknowledging them and being grateful for the solution before it is realized takes its power away. Make a list of things to be grateful for, the simple things in life, breathing clean air, eating a healthy meal. Thanking people is more than a courtesy. A sincere thank you comes from a place of gratitude. Acknowledge contributions to your success. What not to do. Thank someone as an afterthought. Neglect to recognize others' contribution. Use thanks as a courtesy. Be insincere. People can spot a phony. 7 deadly sins. We've all heard of the 7 deadly sins of lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, and pride. Here we'll talk about what I like to call the 7 deadly sins of leadership. A good leader knows what to share and what to keep private. Keep your intentions private. Tell the world. Beware of dream stealers. Personal goals. Friends can unintentionally block your goals. Charitable deeds. Give generously in private. Giving is its own reward. Training and practice. People trust experts. Make it look easy. Family affairs. Don't air your dirty laundry. Beware of dream stealers. Wealth and possessions. Keeping up with the Joneses. No one likes a braggart. Spiritual beliefs. Everyone believes in something. Never discuss politics or religion. The voice from above. We all have beliefs and we're all looking for answers. Sometimes the answer is right under our noses and we don't see it. Looking for answers, you ask questions and you listen for answers. Discernment. Sometimes the answer is deeper than we look. Look inside. What it is never what it is. Actions are symptoms. Have compassion. Try to understand. In conclusion, in leadership, one encounters many different viewpoints and attitudes. Dealing with such a wide variety of people can stretch patience to the limit. You may or may not agree with what you've read, but the important thing is to be open-minded and consider that your way is not the only way. Becoming a great leader doesn't happen overnight. It takes commitment to the ideal. It takes personal change. It is an exercise in personal development. Nuts and bolts. Leadership for losers is a concept that has been developed over time and through experience in working with diverse groups of people. It is more of a philosophical concept than a nuts and bolts how-to exercise. The nuts and bolts are purposely absent because each individual, as seen in the leadership styles section, has a different way of expressing themselves and a different organizational style. It does take structure to be successful, and good leaders become great leaders when they realize this and implement personal organization and structure into their lives as an integral part of their personal growth. We have a monthly planner, and it's an integral part of any successful project, from building a house to having a house party. Sometimes plans change, and when a plan is in place, it makes for a smooth transition when something changes. Here we'll discuss planning for the month, week, and day. A plan is a detailed proposal for doing or achieving something. It's also a verb to decide on and arrange in advance. Long-term planning is an important part of any successful project. Some projects take several years of studies and planning before the first shovel of dirt is turned. Planning for our own lives is similar in that we have long-range goals, like retirement, intermediate goals, like income level over a period of time, and short-term, like daily schedule. Here we'll break down to monthly goals, weekly objectives, and daily intentions, and discuss the differences. A goal is a future or desired result that a person or a group of people envision, plan, and commit to achieve. We all have goals. We may not call them goals, but under the definition of goals as a future desired result, even waking up in the morning is a goal that we set and achieve every day. A monthly goal can be anything from losing 5 pounds to attending work on every available shift. The best way to achieve a personal monthly goal is to set it for yourself. If it's someone else's goal, it's a mandate. So here's some questions to ask in setting your goal. What do I want to accomplish in the next 30 days? And why is it important to me? Is there anything that prevents me from completing my list? Do I have a contingency plan? Most people would agree on the importance of goal setting for long-term desires. We all have intermediate and short-term goals as well. It could be as complex as winning a contest or award, or as simple as waking up at a certain time on any given day. In order to set goals effectively, it's important to remember that we don't have control over the behavior and performance of others. If the goal is to sell 100 widgets, we must identify and convince 100 widget buyers. We have no control over whether they want one or not. We should set the goal and release the outcome. The monthly goals worksheet might look like this. In this example, there are 4 goals to achieve for the month. The team performance will determine if the goal is met. There is no way of knowing how many people will make a purchase, and time and resources will factor into the completion of inventory. Set the goal up and let it go. At this point, it is a wish unfulfilled. Goals don't magically appear with no effort. It takes work. It takes faith in something unseen. When 2 teams have the goal of winning the championship, one will achieve the goal, one will not. This doesn't mean goal setting doesn't work. It means we have no control over the outcome. Both teams worked hard. Both teams had a strategy, but only one team won. Set the goal and let it go. This can't be repeated enough. The weekly objectives worksheet might look something like this. In this example, there are 4 objectives related to the 4 goals. An objective is something you plan to achieve. It differs from a goal as you may have some influence over the outcome, but it takes commitment. We don't always know if obligations will allow us to commit time to a project, but we work on the things we can control with the objective in mind. A weekly objective can be as easy as going to work every day to collect a full paycheck. You can say that getting to work every day and on time is a goal, but keeping the job or creating a reputation as a reliable employee is the goal, and earning the paycheck is the objective. It is not as long range or far reaching as a goal. The importance of semantics can't be overstated. In order to achieve any goal, it takes small steps taken on a consistent, persistent basis, and an objective is what gets us there. The daily intention worksheet might look something like this. In the daily intention example, we see that small individual steps are taken for each of the 4 objectives. An intention is the act of determining upon some action, such as I will make 10 sales calls today. In light of the goal of making money in sales, making sales calls is a necessary step. The outcome of sales may or may not be met, and picking up the phone or sending an email is the only action that you can control. No phone calls equals no sales. Every time you pick up the phone is another step on the journey you are not sure will be completed. That's why it's important to set the goal, have faith in the outcome, and let it go. An intention set every day leads to repetition, and repetition leads to success. Maybe you will reach your goal, maybe not, but without taking those steps, you'll never know.